Welcome to the Adult Table Podcast, a podcast where we sit down with the people in the SACE and/or STEM community. We sit at the virtual table to bring in a diverse set of guests to engage in a casual conversation on their professional, career, and life.
With this podcast, we hope that we can bridge the gap between the hierarchy involved with growing up. We can redefine what it means to be able to figuratively sit at the adult table.
I'm one of your co-hosts, Jason Chin.
And I'm your other co-host, Jenny Chung.
And I'm your other co-host, Emily No.
And today we have the newbies. Welcome to the podcast. I guess with that out of the way, we'll cut the jokes. I'm actually Aaron Aldefonso, one of the co-hosts for the day.
And I'm Ronak Desai. I'm the other co-host for the day.
I am Amy Ngo, and I am the last co-host for the day.
And yeah, you might have noticed we are not your standard hosts, Jason, Jenny, and the other co-host, Amberly. We are actually a part of the team, but we're all the behind-the-scenes people. So this is one of our episodes. You might have seen Amy and I before on the talking about grad school episode. So this is pretty exciting.
Wait, can we just talk about this? Was like Ronak's first podcast episode.
Debut.
His debut.
I'm ready.
Get him to 500 views just for Ronak.
No, yeah. Ronak has been hard carrying the podcast since he's joined. He's been the editor. So thank you to Ronak editing all of Jenny and Jason's bloopers and probably editing many bloopers from this episode.
Ooh.
Many hours.
So any fun facts you guys would want to share about yourselves?
I guess for SACE related, I am currently the South Regional Manager for the SACE South region. Just started that role about a few months ago. And as for career-wise, I currently am a systems analyst at NASA Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. So I kind of monitor, troubleshoot, operate. It's like IT support for all of the training that's going on for the astronauts in the ISS replica at Johnson Space Center. So I've been at that job for about a year and a half. And I graduated from A&M, Texas A&M before that. Majored in aerospace engineering, minor in astrophysics. Yeah.
Are those really fun facts, though? Give us a fun one.
What is a good fun fact? I mean, I guess like I travel a lot. This year I have like 20 flights to places. That's like my only fun fact that I can immediately jump to, and stuff that's like besides work and SACE. Although most of the travel is just for SACE.
Didn't you get like food poisoning on most of your travels? I feel like that's like a fun fact. I'm sorry for your pain, but like, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where like, oh, like what is something that no one else has probably ever achieved?
Yeah, whenever I go out of the mainland US, so like Hawaii, Brazil, Costa Rica, I think India when I was younger, like I get food poisoning every single time, and it's not fun, but it's like part of the experience now.
I think that's just a sign you might have a weak stomach or you're really unlucky because getting that much food poisoning, I feel like each time is not even a coincidence. It might be fate or you have a weak stomach.
I think
I think it'd be cooler if you say it was fate, you know, like you just have you were like what star were you born under, Ronak?
I'm a Gemini, I think. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that makes so much sense. You know, as a astronomy major myself, I'm not an astronomy major. It makes perfect sense that Ronak gets food poisoning. Like, yeah, Gemini was in retrograde when that happened each time.
Yeah, you're so right, bestie.
I have no idea what this retrograde, the rising, I don't know what any of that is.
The sun rises every day, actually, so I don't need no astrologist to tell me that. Okay, anyways, moving on. I'm Aaron Aldefonso. I joined this podcast the same time as Amy and Ronak, and I am the one who's usually in charge of scripts and research. So every time we have a new guest, I do the background research about them and try to build some questions for our hosts to answer. In SACE, I am a second-year South Regional Coordinator, so been pretty fun. Been really enjoying under Ronak for the past 2 years. Actually, technically like 3-4 years now, because I was his underling, his treasurer when he was president, and I was a part of his committee when he was my committee head. Right now, I'm at Texas A&M University for my master's in engineering management with a focus in data science. So it's just industrial engineering with a fancy name. And I also graduated from Texas A&M in 2022 with my bachelor's in mechanical engineering. And a fun fact about me is I really like rock climbing. I'm becoming slowly more and more obsessed with it every time I go. And I'm trying to train to get stronger. So yeah, Amy.
No, I like rock. Hello everyone. My name is Amy. I am not on the South team, but I am on SACE North, the Northeast team. You know, East Coast, Beast Coast. You already know the vibes. Yeah. So last year I was a regional coordinator. Now I am one of the RMRs of the region. So I really love Canva and I really love marketing. So that's what I do on the Adult Table podcast as well. So if you DM us on Insta, you're probably talking to me, and you're probably like, oh, she texts too much. But you know what it is. I am first year. Well, I just finished my first year of my chemistry PhD at Georgetown University. I graduated with my bachelor's in chemistry at Stony Brook last year. And yeah, I'm living life. A fun fact, I don't know how fun this is, but I kind of blew up my lab today. I guess that's a fun fact. I was making something that I never made before, and bada bing, bada boom. It smells bad. It smells like someone farted, but everyone's fine.
No one got hurt.
No, but I don't know how to remake it again. But it smells like
Can
fart.
you?
Like
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm interested more in the story of like how did this come into fruition, right? Like how did this happen?
I was trying to make something else, and then I didn't drink my Celsius today, so that's how you know things were gonna go down south.
Oh yeah, Amy. No,
Celsius.
another fun fact. Amy is a Celsius brand ambassador, so hit her up if you ever want free Celsius. I actually don't know how that works.
Well, I can send you a free Celsius, but I gotta like you, so you gotta rizz me up in the adult tables DMs, and maybe I'll consider.
Yeah, send all DMs to the adult table, or Instas, what we'll give later on. You can either rizz her up directly or indirectly again through Northeast Insta. So there's a lot of options
A lot of
out
options.
there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Or my Venmo. That's
Oh,
also
yeah.
good.
Drop your
What-
Venmo,
Yeah, we'll drop
We like-
drop that at the end as
or we
well.
can put it like as a name here, just like flash it
Yeah.
up on the screen.
Yeah. But yeah,
anyway,
I didn't help myself this today.
Yeah. Oh no. I've
And
been
then, like-
slowly getting addicted to tea.
Yo, no.
Yeah.
To drink Celsius.
This seems. Oh, PepsiCo owns. Oh yeah, I work at PepsiCo right now as an intern. I forgot to include that. I think PepsiCo owns Celsius. I think they
We should get
acquired
free
them.
Celsius.
Let me check this fact. PepsiCo. Yeah, PepsiCo acquired Celsius. That's crazy.
You know, I've been seeing a lot of lawsuit TikToks on Celsius, and I'm like, I can't really complain because I get it for free, but I can get financially compensated for it in probably like 50 years. So it's a win-win.
Wait, are the lawsuits for it being like bad for you or something?
I don't know, but like those commercials where like if you or your loved one was like diagnosed with like mesothelioma, yada yada yada, and that was like 20 something years ago, they're probably gonna try to bring something up in like 20, 30 years about Celsius. I'm like, haha, I'm eligible for financial compensation and then I will retire.
Amazing. Solid plan.
I think
Yeah,
that's you
thanks.
just playing the long game. I mean, you're playing both sides, the short game by being an ambassador and getting paid now, and the long game by getting paid later. So, okay, do you know why Celsius is being sued? I still don't really understand that.
I don't think it's like a susu, but I think it's because it's bad. Like, it's bad for you. You know what? Everything's bad for you. Whatever you don't know can't hurt you. Just don't read the labels on anything. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, with that, like anyone else have any cool life updates besides Amy's Celsius endeavors, Ronak?
Updates? I don't think so. I'm
That's
like,
okay.
you'll probably find throughout this whole episode, we're going to be talking about ourselves, by the way. We're Not Really Strangers. I'm very bad at just like recalling things from my life. I have to be like reminded of something, of a particular like event or memory or like personality trait or whatever. And then I'll be like, yes, I remember it and I'll talk about it.
Okay, yeah. So it'll be me reminding you of like all the stuff that we did when you're still in college or like after that. I'm like, remember when you did this, Ronak? He's like,
Exactly.
I guess so.
The good and the bad things.
Oh no. Okay, well I won't mention any of the bad things. You probably remember all the bad things, but we're not having that in this episode, please.
Yeah. I got
Okay.
some bad things on you as well.
Embarrassing. Okay, anyways, but yeah, as Ronak mentioned, we are not really strangers. So how the game works is it's just a question game, right? There's 3 levels of questions, 1, 2, and 3, and the questions get deeper as you go. For example, level 1 would be like, if you saw me on the street, what kind of drink you think I'd be drinking? Something very shallow like that. And then level 2s and 3 would be a lot more deeper in terms of, let me just bring out the card game actually. I have it right next to me. However, we're going to be playing on the browser version since holding out cards is really difficult. So, okay, so for example, level 1 is about perception. So it's stuff like, what is my body language telling you right now? Kind of hard since we're all on camera. Next, level 2 is connection. So it would be more of, what is the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you? And then finally, level 3, the deepest, reflection. What about me is hardest for you to understand? So we're using a online version, like I said, and probably how we'll do it is we'll all like answer the question. We might do like a small postmortem of like our thoughts on it. So yeah, let's hop into it. Let me start streaming.
You sound like you could be like a sports announcer. Like, you know, like the people at like the sports games.
EA Sports. Okay. I'm gonna refresh this. Okay, yeah, level 1. Let's get started. So, do I seem like a morning person or a night owl? Why? I'll let Amy go first. I think Ronak knows me too well.
I feel like you're a night owl because I remember in the previous episode I think you were complaining about having to wake up early as a TA.
Yeah, I would say you're a night owl. I don't think I ever remember hearing about you in college waking up early for anything really, unless it's for class, and that's like more of a thing you're required to do. But you had no problem like staying up for studying or whatnot.
No, I don't think I'm either person now. I really don't like staying up late, and I really don't like waking up in the morning. I think it's kind of shifted since I started working. Like I started interning again, right? Like I have to wake up at like 7 a.m. to get to work by like around 8:20 and still sleep at a decent time, like around 11. It's been a lot better this year compared to last year because I remember my internship last year, I woke up at 6 and I slept at 10, and that was utterly miserable. I woke up when it was dark, and of course it's summer, so I left when it was bright, but I was really not a night owl. I mean, or a morning person then. So yeah. Next card.
6 a.m. Oh, do you think I intimidate others? Why or why not?
I think you would. I don't know. I feel like in a good way you might intimidate others because you're in a good I don't know. You're very extroverted. I feel like extroverted people kind of scare others sometimes, and you're unapologetic about your personality, which is really cool. I feel like some people are intimidated by that.
Yeah. Very confident, very forward, and yeah, I can see definitely someone being intimidated by that and be like, oh, she's very outgoing and outwardly, and I'll stay like within myself maybe.
Yeah. I'm also from New York, so you're like y'all cannot see my black Air Forces, but they're in the corner right there. I will whip them out anytime.
What's the meme with like black Air Forces? I always know it's like you don't mess with people with black forces, but I never really understood
You don't.
it.
So it's like people with black Air Forces, they're either from the hood or they're drug dealers. I
So
am
what are
indeed from
you?
the hood. I'm from the hood. Like
Okay.
I am born and raised in the hood of New York. I'm from the Bronx, so like even people in New York City, they don't even want to go to the Bronx. It's bad. But yeah, I actually got those shoes from the sneaker store 2 blocks away from my mom's house in the Bronx. And all they sold was like Air Forces, like in different colors. So you got the red ones. I did not. It was the red ones, the white ones, or the black ones.
Going
And
with the
black
black
was
one.
with yeah.
Good choice. All right. What reality show do you think I'm most likely to binge watch? Explain.
Oh, this is so hard. I feel like Ronak, if he forced himself to watch reality TV, would watch like the most trashiest show ever. Because like like in for a penny, out for a pound, I think. So like I think you would watch Indian Matchmaker. Just because you would think it's so ridiculous. And like every time I've watched Indian Matchmaker with my friends who are Indian, I have no idea what's going on. But they're making like since it's culturally relevant to them, they're making so many references and just laughing. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm having a good time. I think he'd be the same.
I feel like Ronak looks so responsible and like he gives such he seems like an actual adult. Like like those shows where like the luxury houses and they're like viewing all like the nice houses, like looking HGTV, like home improvement type shit. I feel like that's what Ronak would watch. Like with the $1 billion mansions.
Be like the one selling them, be like, today I'm touring this mansion. and it's built under a cave and built like Batman's Bat Cave. I feel like that's also like into Ronak's like obsession with superheroes, but he's an MCU guy, so he'd be like, it's the Iron Man cave. Wait, no, Iron Man doesn't have a cave. He has a building.
But like,
Wait, does he have?
but come on, did you know that wordplay was so good? Iron Man cave, get it?
Wow,
I get
PhD
it.
student right here.
Wait, Iron Man
Wordplay?
cave?
Yeah. So Iron Man and then Man Cave.
Okay. So, I think Aaron pretty much on the nail. I binge watched Indian matchmaking, and it's like the only reality show that I've like ever watched. Because with like the rich lifestyle houses and stuff, I think it's fun to like when it's on. Like if my sister has it on, I'll watch it while I'm on my phone. But I can never like sit down and watch it because, yeah, I need something that's like more engaging and more like actual shows with like plots and scripts and characters and whatnot. So, but like the Indian matchmaking thing was just like too relatable in terms of like, you know, Indian dating and experience of dating in America. So I was like hooked, and I watched that within a week. And usually I take very long to watch shows. I don't binge shows, but for that show, I was like, this is really good. So you guys should watch Indian matchmaking.
Well, I have just
Yeah.
like with Aish, who's been on the podcast before, and some other Indians. Have your parents ever proposed for you to find a matchmaker, Ronak? I'm really curious.
I'm also very curious.
Not like a matchmaker, but like in the sense of they know someone's daughter, and they're like, we can look for you if you want. If you're like not finding anyone in Houston. And I was like, no, but it was like a no for now. You know, if like 2-3 years from now, if I'm still single, I might take her up on the offer.
Yeah, it's like Monosby, right? With her and like matchmaking.
Yeah, the bio data, right?
Yeah,
I haven't
did.
gone that far, and I hope I don't need to because it's interesting
Can I help make your biodata if we ever need to do it?
Wait, what?
if it comes to that. Yeah. So biodata, it's basically like a resume that you have that Indians have for dating. It lists all the important stuff like your education, your like salary
That's-
probably, and like your parents, your family's like occupations, and if you have siblings and whatnot. So it's all these like kind of like very superficial things that are like presented as like a possible match, and all the Indian aunties like share their daughters and sons with each other and matchmaking and whatnot.
So what you're saying is, Ronak, with your biodata, you're gonna be like the hottest man on the block at like 6'5", owning a Lamborghini, medical parents, medical sister, in your own apartment in Houston in a really nice area, working at NASA, like really helping drive astronauts training for the next 20 years, really just advancing the space industry. Like any girls out there who are single, Ronak Desai.
Exactly. Yeah, I am 6'5". I'd like to reiterate that. That's not a lie.
He supports women's rights and women's wrongs.
I don't remember
And
you
men's
being
rights
so tall.
and men's wrongs. He's open to both.
Women don't have wrongs, actually.
True.
All right.
Wait,
What about me is most strange or unfamiliar to you?
I feel like everything. Can we just? I feel like this is such
Wait.
an abstract question.
I love this question. Ronak, do you want to go first for me? I love perception questions.
I think like how you exist on your downtime is very unfamiliar to me, especially after college. We kind of just when we catch up, we'd like text sometimes, and then obviously SACE meetings, and then in-person hangouts 3-4 times, 5 times a year. But I'm like just very curious how you operate on your day-to-day time, like your routine, and like just what you think about throughout the day and what you spend your time doing. Because I know rock climbing and then you job and whatnot, but
So yeah, I get what you mean. Amy, what do you think?
The fuck do you like oatmeal so damn much? Like,
Okay, I'll answer that one. Okay, no, oatmeal is a very vital part of my existence, right? Okay, I work at PepsiCo. PepsiCo owns Quaker Oats, and I have been subsisting off of instant Quaker Oats, like in the packages for this whole internship. They are like I used to just buy like the big cylinder of oats and make my own, but it's 1 minute oats. I mix it up, throw some almond milk in it, maybe some yogurt for extra protein, maybe some protein powder, warm that up, throw some peanut butter and some other fruits. I eat it. I'm like, yum. I'm out of the door. It lasts me
That
till
sounds good.
lunch.
yeah,
PepsiCo gives me free lunch sometimes. Actually, not technically. I steal free lunch. All the interns do. So PepsiCo in one of the teams, which is very rich, they give them free lunch, and me and the other interns, we just like sneak by. We're like, free food. But they throw away that lunch if it's not eaten. So we're doing them a service.
Okay.
HR better not see this.
Oh man, hope not. And then for Ronak, to answer your question, I legit have started structuring my days of like what I do after work. Because like, like work's an inevitability. I have to work like 8 to 9 hours. Usually like 9 hours like Monday through Thursday, 4 hours Friday. And then I start thinking like, okay, what are my meetings? If it's SACE, I use SACE, and then after that, like I use SACE as my rest days. And I plan around like, okay, what are my workout days now? Of like how I want to boulder, I want to climb, and like how I want to do my other workouts or fit in yoga. So, and then usually Saturdays are like my free time. I'm not doing school during the summer, so if I want to hang out with people, I plan it then. But
Okay. What about like
how's it unfamiliar? Out of curiosity.
I'm like in between. Are you just like scrolling on TikTok or I don't know, catching up with your friends and family, calling them?
Oh no, yeah. So usually like at nights is when I call people if I can. Like if I text, I remember like I should text that person because for our audience, I'm an awful texter. You have to text me first, or it has to be a good a conversation that I've been carrying on. And I remember like, oh, I should message them back. So like all my successful like text history has been with people. They text me first, or I forget to reply to them at one day, and then I like text them later during that day, and they text me back, and I go to bed, and I text them that morning. So, yeah.
That's kind of consistent, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's more of like I feel bad because I feel like I could be a lot better of a texter, but I don't think I've established like a big texting relationship with a lot of my friends anyway. It's mostly like in-person dynamic. So
It's really easy to drop a conversation and just forget about it.
yeah.
Like, a few days later, it's like kind of too late to respond, and then you just like kind of leave it. 'Cause you
Oh,
feel
I'll
bad.
still respond.
No, I feel like Snap is such how I actually have like the majority of like my short conversations. I like a goofy photo of myself. I snap them, they respond, and we have like 4 snaps. And I'm like, okay, that's good. That's
We have
texting.
like a 600 snap streak, I think. 600
Yeah.
days.
I think you're my longest, Ronak. Ever since like no, actually no, Maddie is my longest, but like after him, you're like that's 600 days. Yeah, 100 more days to go. Our anniversary.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
It's a
I
good
feel like I'm
question.
interrupting something. I need like a curtain.
Can you like kick you from the meeting?
Okay, no. We'll go to the
Wait,
next card.
I'm
We'll
the
go to the next
host. I have
card.
to kick myself.
Look at Amy.
What do you think is the hardest part of what I do for a living?
Okay, you're a PhD student. To me, that's literally everything. Like you study, you do classes, you go to lab, you have to teach other kids. I cannot be a PhD student. I'm happy I'm a master's student. Non-thesis as well.
Sounds
Me?
like the life.
It's like the time thing also. I feel like you don't really have a set time at the lab, or if you do, it's like what happened today with like the explosion, and you have to stay extra. And that's just really, for me, coming from me, who has like a set, I'm off at 2 and I don't bring work home. And I like predictability in terms of my schedule. So I don't know what I'd do if I had something where I had to like, it was really unpredictable, like how long I had to do it for. And I would have to push back plans and whatnot, because I hate kind of pushing back plans, especially with friends. I'd say that's probably the hardest part, maybe.
Yeah, no, I agree with the both of you. Like both of those things are like things I struggle with. I have to be at work from 9:30 to 6:30, and sometimes I come in at 7 or 8, and sometimes I leave at like 10 p.m. And sometimes I go on weekends. Like I'm actually coming in on Saturday to make up for the time that I lost trying to clean up whatever mess I made and trying to cover it up. So it's just like I don't have a life. But it's funny.
Yeah.
And you don't get paid like overtime, right?
No, I'm salaried, so like no matter how much work I put, like the extra effort or no effort, I still get paid the same amount.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronak, don't you want to do grad school?
Yeah, but I don't want to work in a lab for that reason. I think I just want to do like a project at my own pace, but working in a lab seems pretty stressful.
It would be
That's fair.
toxic depending on your PI. Toxic.
Okay, so do I seem like more of a creative or analytical type?
Ronak, after being so long under you, honestly, I would say you're both. I'd say you're analytically creative in the sense of like you always wait for the facts first, and then from there you'll make the best decision, which I guess is more like analytically typed. But you always seem to think out of the box, or accept like an idea that might not necessarily be the best, but it seems interesting or it might help like promote someone's growth. So yeah.
I feel like you'd be both also like analytical as in like you said with my question, like coordinating your time, like having really structure. Like I don't like Aaron, I don't know how he is as an RM, but I feel like he'd be structured as hell. But like creative at in the way of like thinking of new ideas and like trying fun things, like always being down for something. Down to travel and get food poisoning.
So out of pocket for Ronak.
So true though. I'm surprised because I was like, I think I'm like mainly analytical. When I think creative, I guess I jump to like art and drawing and stuff like that. But I think when it comes to analytical and like scheduling my day out, for example, or my job, which is very like find this problem, troubleshoot it, fix it, and it's like very methodical by the book. And I think I perceive SACE mostly analytical in the sense that you have like meetings and you do like one-on-ones and you have like quotas to fill, do these tasks, reach out to this person, send the survey. But good to hear that like analytical side of me comes out in problem solving and thinking outside the box. I guess I agree with both of you.
He's just very analytical and very creative, ladies, and he's also 6'5". So
And also, don't you work for NASA?
and he works for NASA.
Oh,
And his sister's a doctor.
Thanks for fixing my car like last week.
Thank you for giving your left and your right kidney.
I got you guys.
You're now gonna move into level 2, so connection. Cannot wait to connect with y'all. I will start. Okay, never mind. This is a question that I have to ask you. Okay, well, so level 2s and level 3s are a bit more different, just to give context. So I think what we'll do for them is everyone will answer. So we'll go a bit more rounds for that. We can do any order if anyone wants to volunteer, and we can go from there. So what have you been taking for granted lately?
I can go first. I think we all kind of suffer from this a little bit at this stage of our adult lives. We live with our parents for like 18 years or however many years. Maybe some people still live with their parents, but I think me especially, I'm in a position or mindset where I'm trying to like focus on like people my age and then work and making new friends and networking and very hoo-ha, gung-ho about all that. It's very easy to like go days or weeks without like just talking with my parents or anyone in like my extended family as well, even though like obviously they did so much for me and I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for them. It's just really hard because, you know, like you're tired after a day of work or whatever, SACE meetings, working out, and maybe my parents try to text me and see what I'm doing and I respond, but I don't like pick up the phone call. And that's something I think I could definitely do better at, being more open and prioritizing them more. Yeah.
No, that's really sweet. I feel like that's something I've been struggling with as well.
I also agree with Ronak. Something I've been taking for granted lately is like, you know, like when you go home from work or school and you live at your parents' house and there's like food, like there's food at the table. Lately, I've been coming home and I'm like, fuck, I gotta cook. And I'm not cooking for me. I'm cooking for me and my fiance. So I'm like, oh, he's gonna starve and I'm gonna starve. Like this whole week, I've just been buying takeout, but like it's not sustainable and I'm getting broke. So having to come home so tired and having to cook, I don't know how my mom be doing that, but I cannot. I literally cannot. I don't know how to fix this issue. Maybe I have to become more resilient, or maybe I have to like get that mom power. I don't know. But I guess resiliency.
I think meal prepping really helps with like not getting lazy with cooking food. That's what I've been doing. Like I just dedicate like an hour or two on Sundays. And I'm the type of person, however, who can like eat the same type of food every day. So it doesn't really bother me. I'm not sure how you think about that.
I think the most portions I can make is 4. So 2 for him and then 2 for me. So basically I have to cook every other day.
Okay.
Because I can't eat the same food twice in a row. Like if I ate something for dinner tonight, I can't eat it the same immediately at lunch tomorrow. Like it has to be like a meal apart.
No, yeah, I'm the type who can do that. I guess for me, it's just the opportunities that I've been given. I forget sometimes that, like, getting an internship can be hard. Getting a job that you want can be hard. And I've been put in the position right now where, like, the internship I have at PepsiCo, it's a company where, like, I want to be at, in a role and a team I want to be at. And with the internship ending soon, so it ends in 2 weeks for me, sometimes I just get really tired during it. And because, like, I don't want to put my absolute best, I might put, like, my best for the day, but sometimes I feel guilty because of that. And I just have to remind myself, I think sometimes, that, like, it's a really good opportunity and I should just always, like, try my best no matter what. Okay, next question.
Honestly, my favorite part of myself is
Say the question first. Say the question first.
front. What's your favorite part of yourself that isn't physical? For me, it's the way I like break barriers. I feel like Stace has used that line before. I don't remember for what. Like breaking boundaries, breaking barriers.
That's a very Sace corporate line, to be fair.
Yeah, that's a very Stace corporate line, but I forgot where I heard it from. But like, I'm just really proud of like my ambition and how like I defied the odds, I guess. I came from the Bronx and I'm like, I think I'm the only person from my hometown that I know that is doing a PhD or like even graduated college. A lot of people that I used to be friends with, some of them did end up graduating college, but a lot of them became parents or, do some illegal activities that I do not associate myself with. But like breaking that stereotype of, oh, like you're from the streets, okay, you're gonna stay in the streets, and it's like a cycle. But like I broke out of that cycle and I'm making a better future for myself and my family. So I'm really proud of that.
Awesome. Yeah.
I guess for me, the thing I'm most favorite part of myself that isn't physical is just my personality. I feel like that sounds very generic, but I feel like when I enter a room, I have a very type A personality sometimes. I can switch to type B when I'm alone, but when I'm at a job or I'm at SACE, my personality just switch to type A. I want to be in charge, or I want to just voice my opinion, and I not necessarily want to be right, but I want to contribute and I want to do my best. And I feel like that's really helped with me, like with my career and how I progressed myself. Because I remember, I think like before I became an officer since SACE, I didn't really care as much about like what my career progression was or like how I wanted to develop myself. I just wanted to like really coast and like, get a fine paying job but not that stressful. But now I'm more focused on and try really like improving myself. But like when I can just like be by myself and relax. And yeah.
I always describe Aaron as like very bubbly puppy energy, like golden retriever energy, especially because his smile is very like straightforward in your face, and I love it.
No, I hate someone called me when I was getting dinner with a friend one time, and she was like, "You have very golden retriever energy," and I felt so offended. It's like, what does that mean? She's
Wait,
like,
what does that mean?
She's like, there's like golden retriever energy and like black cat energy. I'm like, I want to be black cat energy. She's like, you're not black cat energy, and I'm like, this is disappointing.
I still don't know what that means.
Golden retriever is like very friendly and amicable and like forward with people, and I think it's most because I've experienced you as like a close friend in our like SACE groups, going around and like talking with everyone at the parties and catching up, and you're very like you want to be close to people and catch up with them and learn about them, hear about their days and whatnot. That's like golden retrievers, like they go around and meet all the people.
I'm sort of seeing the puppy energy too. I feel like Aaron can get unhinged.
Oh, I am so unhinged sometimes. For context, us volunteers have a group chat, and sometimes we can be very unhinged, because volunteering can get to you. You use your time after work, you're dedicating it to SACE, and you're upset or you're just tired overall. And I'm unhinged in that chat sometimes.
Don't bait me. I'll actually unmute that chat just to
No, it's so much fun.
Witness your unhingedness.
You need to unmute it. We've been making fun of Maisha. Hi, Maisha, if you're listening. That she's not real. She's actually a figment of my imagination, because Maisha claimed that she went to NC, which she actually did, but Aisha and I and Ronak thought she was lying. And she just made a fanfic up of how she saw me and Aisha like yelling at each other, and I'm like, you can just pick that up from how we interact in chat. You don't need to be at NC. Like, we didn't see you. We don't remember you. She actually was at NC because there's photo evidence. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Maisha, what? I was like, what?
But yeah,
That's
I
why I
don't
was
remember.
confused.
No, yeah, I like don't remember Maisha at all at NC, and I feel like I remember meeting most people, but then like I look back at pictures and she's like there, and I'm like, oh, interesting.
Was she in the Indian photo?
No, so I don't think she was at like the poor tap room after social.
That's why she can't expect me to remember her. She doesn't go out to events.
Oh,
Oh
I'm calling
damn.
her out. I'm calling you out,
After-
Maisha. If you're listening to
Damn.
this episode, I'm calling you out. You better
Ronak.
comment and like this episode on YouTube.
Please do.
Okay.
Okay, so what's your favorite part of yourself that isn't physical? I think also like my personality traits, more so like people have described me as like as a good listener as well as like very level-headed and chill. And I think I like that about me. I think I'm kind of very logical. I like to think I have like a high emotional intelligence, right? Yeah, it's just like I take things in life in a very like logical and also a little like philosophical way, but more philosophical in the sense that like I like to keep positive and look at things from like a bright side point of view, not like completely disregarding all the bad things that happen in life, but trying to like go forward and focus on the good things.
Yeah, and he's 6'5".
I am 6'5".
Eddie's 6'5".
That would be my answer. If, like there was a physical question. What's your favorite part of you that you're physical? It'd be that I'm 6'5". Okay,
So,
next question.
A great listener, and he's 6'5", and he works for
Ladies,
NASA.
ladies, and guys, both can hit him up.
Hit him up before he gets to the Indian matchmakers.
Yeah, I will sell his bio data. I'm a great seller.
Okay. What have I tolerated from people in the past I no longer have space for? I think this kind of relates to what I just talked about in the sense that like I think I'm really good at dropping, this sounds bad, but dropping friendships or relationships that like I know aren't good for me. And it's mostly people that I've experienced are in a, like this friendship where they only see me for one purpose, like benefit them. Maybe that's just like them talking about themselves whenever we hang out and not really, I guess, reciprocating whenever I talk about myself. For example, I am a good listener, but I do have like a limit. And if it's like all I'm doing is listening and the person doesn't give me space to like just say something or ask me anything, then I'm like, I don't know, I don't really see value in this friendship. And see, I am also a people pleaser, but when it comes to like my time and energy of like going out and meeting people, if it's like someone I don't see value in, then I probably like just start making excuses as to like I don't want to hang out with you, I don't want to see you, and like we can talk like casually maybe sometimes, but I'd rather prefer to put my time and energy into friendships where I feel appreciated, I guess.
True.
Okay, I can go. So I would say this is something I discovered of myself like a long time ago. Probably like when I was like late in high school, my senior year, is I cannot really tolerate people who don't want to help themselves first. And what I mean by that is it's really frustrating to hang out with people who complain or they're dealing with like maybe personal issues, and I'm always there to listen, I'm always there to help, but at a certain point if they don't want to help them up themselves, that's not necessarily my cross to bear. I'm not going to use my time and energy on somebody who does vent a lot or they do complain, but I see their situation and they're changing nothing about it. I think that's something that's really hard for you to use your own time on, and I just like want to respect my time and energy.
Yeah, that's valid. You're not responsible for anyone's well-being or mental health or problems except for yourself. I mean, of course, try to help where you can. That's what friends are for, but everyone has a capacity to help others. So it's good to be aware of that.
You know, Aaron, your spiel reminds me of a friend. His name is Sunny Diep from Taste or Freeze. I think I used to call him like every day, talking about my guy problems, and it's like, oh, he man, treat me like shit. Okay, he's like, oh, you should take some time to heal, and I'm like, okay, as you know, so what else? Oh, he treats me like shit. I think you need to heal. Yeah, no, that's literally the meme that he made when I first met my fiance, he was just like, again, here we go again.
We go again.
But Sunny, I love you. I know you listening. But yeah.
If he doesn't listen, we're gonna gank him.
Wait, what is
League of,
gaming?
League of Legends style.
Oh,
Just take him away from the Northeast. You can claim him.
RM though.
Yeah, he is.
You would replace
Well,
him.
replace him with some Maisha.
Dude, Maisha does
sounds
not
good.
want to be RM, I'm pretty sure.
You know, I remember, was it like last year? Like West sold the whole Northeast. So we can just sell Sunny.
I thought he
For
lost it
another-
in a poker game.
Yeah, he did lose in a poker game. But I don't know if he won it back. But it's fine.
Okay,
Okay.
AB, go, AB, go.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about the answer. One of my pet peeves is when, if I don't reply, right, people will start spamming me. And I'm like, I am busy. There are some people, like, I feel like in the past, I've had like high maintenance friends. I gotta text my friends every day. All the chats gotta be active. And I'm like, that was like me in college or like even before college. Like, I would be texting my friends every day after seeing them at school every day. And now I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna check in on you like once a month, once every couple weeks. You'll be alright. Because we're all adults, we're all busy people. Like, it's a lot of stress trying to maintain a conversation every single day. And like, when you go hang out with them in person, what are you gonna talk about? It kind of gets boring.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you-
that's totally why like I'm so bad at texting like Ronak, Chris, and Brandon. It's because like when I see them, I just really want to catch up with them, and not because I'm so bad at texting. Like
Yeah.
Ronak?
No, I feel the same. It's like you're doing stuff throughout the day, and you can't really maintain a conversation if it's like just texting back and forth, and there's like hours between responses. But I'm sure like when we're like meeting someone in person, then it's like amazing. We're like catching up with each other and like
Yeah.
we're involved in the conversation. But it's just like they're not the focus whenever you're part in your texting. So I get that.
and like, I feel like some stories are meant to be told in person.
Yeah.
What is a dream you've let go of? Ooh. Okay, so in high school, I was really interested in history and English. And I remember when I was applying to colleges and thinking about my major, I like stayed up like late at night because I was like, oh my God, I really like history and English, but I don't want to be poor. And I'm like not that bad at calculus and physics. So should I just become an engineer? And so I became an engineer. So and here I am now, hoping to become a data scientist and now so bad at like writing papers and being a historian. So that dream was let go when I was like 18.
I did not know that. Aaron Lore.
Aaron lore, yeah. I stayed up like so much. I was like in my bed staring at the ceiling. Oh my God, what do I want to be when I grow up? I need to make money, so I can't do these majors. So
Mhm.
unless I end up in SACE. It's scientists and engineers, not historians and English majors.
Pace. I don't know.
Wait, huh?
Peace,
Peace.
or Society of Asian, or like SASE, Society of Asian English majors. Whatever. Someone else go.
I think
Oh.
a similar thing that I have was like my dream job, but this is never like an actualized dream. I think it'd be really cool to try out, but there's just like so many things I'd have to do and steps I'd have to do. I've always wanted to kind of check out like video game design. I'm like a very big gamer. I like it's like my if I'm alone, it's like my number one thing that I do in my free time. Not really multiplayer games, but like open world exploration games, RPGs and whatnot. I think just like designing the world and the game elements and the characters, all of that stuff is like super interesting to me. And it'd be really cool to like build it from the ground up until the end. But then I've heard the video game industry is like it's terrible to work in. And I'm not really interested in like coding either. And that's like what you have to do if you're a developer. And even if I were to video game design, it'd be like many years of working on like smaller indie projects and then potentially working up my way to like a game franchise or studio that I'm interested in. And it's just like not worth it. So, I mean, I am like very passionate about space exploration. So I'm happy with where I am right now, but in another lifetime, if I wasn't doing this, I think I'd be like pursuing video game design maybe.
No, yeah. On that note, I have friends who are in the video game design space. So like one as an editor for scripts and the other in sound design. And it's just so brutal. One of my friends got like laid off due to the writer strikes and season editor. And it's an all besides like affecting TV shows and movies, like the writer strike has also been affecting just video games in general. And I'm in support of it, to be clear. You know, I deserve that. Like writers deserve those rights and everything, but it is very rough because it's such a turbulent like contract based industry. So
What kind of video games do you play? So sorry. What kind of video?
he my friend, he worked on the new Star Wars game, the
Ooh.
one with lightsabers.
Oh, Jedi Survivor?
Yeah, Jedi Survivor. He worked on that as an editor. So
Cool. I love that game. That's awesome.
yeah.
Oh, a dream. What is a dream you've let go of? I technically haven't let those go completely. I let it go, just like for both of you guys. Like I let it go as a career, but I haven't let it go as a hobby. I've been cooking since I was younger, since I was a child, and I always wanted to go to culinary school. But you already know I have Asian parents. They said no, so I was like, okay, I could do chemistry instead. This is like the same thing, and I could do molecular gastronomy. Ooh, fancy. I'm not doing molecular gastronomy as a PhD, but I do cook on my free time. My food is bussin'. If you check out my Insta, my friends also said that my food is good. My fiance says good. That's why I'm a fiance. So yeah. If you guys have any recipes that you want to try or you want me to try, let me know. I don't have any wok recipes, but I just bought a wok.
Have you made Indian food?
In a wok?
Or no, in general.
Okay, I have made butter chicken once. It was good.
It was good, yeah. I imagine.
And I made it with the bread.
Ronak's
So I didn't
butter.
make it at home.
I was gonna say Ronak's butter chicken is amazing, and he's also 6'5". So
He can cook and he's 6'5".
Like
Ladies
one
and
Indian dish.
gentlemen. I
Okay.
mean, that's like the most popular one.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to make, I think. There's harder recipes.
Amy, has a stranger ever changed your life?
Define stranger. I feel like a lot of people start off as strangers.
So
You know what I
true,
mean?
but like stranger in terms of you met them and they changed your life and you became friends. I feel like some people like you know them for a while, or you know that they're acquaintances. I guess like acquaintance can be a stranger, but like your friend, like they slowly become your friend and they change your life, but that's like a lot different. Like with Ronak, I feel like I knew him like I started getting to know him, and then like over the time we came really close. But that's not necessarily like Ronak came into my life one day. He was like, Aaron, let me sweep you away with my 6'5" frame.
I thought that's how it went. You know,
No, sorry, buddy.
I feel like this question is just like a one-time interaction with a stranger, and then you don't see them again. That's how I perceive it.
I
Oh, then
agree.
never. I've never had a stranger change my life. Then
Me neither.
Yeah,
You think
I
I
don't talk
talk
to
to strangers? I
stranger
like put my
danger.
headphones in.
Amy,
What about yourself is hardest to admit. I am way too hard on myself. Like I know that, but will I do anything to change it? Hell no. Like even today, I was like having mental breakdown because of the explosion. I'm like, I'm stupid. And then people are like, yo, you're just a first year PhD student. You're supposed to be stupid. And I'm like, I'm so incompetent. Idiot. So like I just hate that I'm hard on myself. Like it's hard to admit that I need to give myself a break. And that I need to relax.
I get that though. I think with me is I think I'm pretty self-aware of like all of my faults, but it's hard for me to admit that I should change like my faults. I won't list them for you audience. I'm sorry. But my friends have said like Aaron, yeah, like I think you're very self-aware. You know what you're really good at and what all your deficits are. But what we find interesting is like you never try to change your deficits or like change the bad parts of your personality. And I think for me, it's hard to admit myself that I probably should change some stuff about me. I've justified that I haven't changed in some ways because I haven't been like fully punished. In the terms of like my bad parts of my personality haven't hurt me in like any way. So I'm like, well, they have to be like somewhat right if I haven't been punished, right? So I gotta
Maybe
learn
just
my
lucky.
lesson. Okay, so I'll list one for you all. I'm very overly loyal. And I can see gray, right? When like say like there's a conflict between two people, I can see like the nuances and why someone's right and also wrong and back and forth. But if one of them is my friend, I don't care at all about the other person's side. I'll just take their side, and I haven't been punished. My friends, in my opinion, have always been right. They've been personally wronged, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you are right. The decision, I'll support you. I won't feel bad about it. So I refuse
feel
to
like
change.
I think it depends on the situation. What if I'm not gonna say your friends are capable of this. But what if you had a friend who is cheating on their significant other?
Oh no, yeah. I think that's like something that I would obviously say hell no. But my friends haven't done that. That's why I mean like I am overly loyal. I think I'm overly loyal to like smart people, people who are already capable. So they usually won't like betray my expectations. Like with Ronak, for example, like he's 6'5", he can
Loyal.
cook, he's loyal, and I'm loyal to him. So if anyone breaks his heart, you're gonna have to deal with me. So
Yeah, I think it's a very good trait. I'm not just saying this as your friend, but I mean, being loyal, yeah, it's just like the times obviously when you should, like in a cheating situation, you should be like, I love you, but I'm like not going to support this behavior. You're in the wrong. So I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't know, have you ever like been in that situation where you're like against your friend or is always supporting them?
I think with my loyalty, it's just not about like support. It'll be like even if I don't even know the person, or if I know the person and like they've been wronged by that person, I'll hate them. Even if they didn't do anything like that bad. They're like Ronak knows what I'm talking about. I've told him like so like some of my scenarios, like what happened to my friends or stuff that happens with us, and I'm like, no, I despise that person. Even though what they did probably wasn't like that bad, and I should get over it. I'm like, no, you've wronged my friend.
Is that being petty? Like I don't know if that's being loyal. I feel like being petty because
That's
I would be the
petty.
same.
The thing is, I'm not like petty for what people do to me. Like if someone has wronged me, I will not care. I'm like, who cares? It's not that big of a deal. But if someone wrongs my friend,
I
no.
mean, you're not like going out of your way to like hunt them down. You're just disinterested in this person from now on and
Yeah, like,
not gonna engage with them. But it's not like you're gonna like treat them like crap whenever you see them, right?
Uh, I mean, what do you think, Ronak?
we're exposing his toxic traits.
I guess so.
I guess so. Okay, you go now.
Okay. My roommates, Chris and Brandon, we like to talk about like our personalities as strengths as well as like our weaknesses. We have like one defining weakness for each other. And for me, it's like complacency in life. And that's in terms of like not taking risks and being very like safe in my own space and life. And I think I'm like at the tail end of switching to the other side of being more risk taking and going to like more social events at work, or I'm going to an improv class tomorrow for the first time. And it's just like if something is screaming to me, because I have like a lot of social anxiety, sometimes it just like screams to me like, don't do this. It's dangerous. You're going to embarrass yourself for whatever million reasons my mind can think of why I shouldn't go out and meet people. And it's not hard to admit, but that's something that I'm working on, something I wish was different. And also with my job and career and education, I've been in this job for a while. I haven't been like the happiest in this job. It has its strengths, but I think it's like time for the next thing. But I have to like force myself to decide what that next step is. And it might not be like a safe bet of like, I'll be happy in that next thing, whether it's like job or go back to grad school for my master's or traveling, like solo traveling a bunch. At a certain point, I just have to like retain my fears and just go for it.
No, yeah, I think that is like something that's really hard to admit that to yourself, that like safety, while it is comforting, is not always the best thing for you. You know, it's not best for your growth. I think that's interesting. Like I understand we've been friends for a long time and I know about like social anxiety and stuff, but more for like ambition. I guess like since I've always worked under you, like I've always seen you as like, you know, you're very capable. You've climbed the ranks of SACE, which to me is like no one would become RC, SRC, RM president before that if they weren't interested in improving themselves. I guess like SACE is a very safe environment for you and like has helped you gain a lot of friends, which has helped. But I don't know. I've always admired you as like being someone who's like always pushed themselves and stuff. So I just wanted to keep your head up, King. 6'4", King.
He's 6'5".
Oh, 6'5" king.
You are not loyal to your friends. You
Sorry, sorry.
You forgot all the good things you said about me. You forgot my.
Oh shit! Oh
You
shit!
see, I have known Ronak for a year, and I know his height. He is 6'5". So like, what's the next move in Stays after RM? Are you gonna be like the RM to the RM, M to the
Please
RM?
don't. No, give yourself room.
Okay, so like yeah, what Aaron said about like me progressing in SACE, I think it's an awesome accomplishment that I couldn't see before I joined SACE, but at the same time it's like one aspect, one community of my life, and I'm like ready for the next thing, ready to like dedicate my evenings more to maybe like other things.
Well, once this episode publishes, there's gonna be a flood of women and men in his DM. Like he needs that space allocated time to be freed up to be answering all these
Right.
DMs.
Yeah.
People
So this is level 3. These are reflection questions. So usually for this is I think how we'll do like one person will ask and other people will respond and we'll do a postmortem. So let's start. What do you think my strength is? Amy and Ronak Desai, 6'5" king.
I feel like like you said, your loyalty.
Okay, we
it's
have
like,
to, you have to say something. You have to say something different now. Like I already said that.
Fine,
Fuck y'all.
fine. I just feel like you always be down to do something. I feel like that's a strength. Like you're a very likable person. Like you're very easy to talk to. Very approachable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what someone said to me yesterday at work. She's like, at the first day of work, Aaron, you were like so open and bubbly to me, and not gonna lie, I felt so embarrassed. It's nice to be known as like the bubbly person, but she's like, you had like a giant smile on your face, and like you just were really friendly to me, and like that's cool and all, but I feel kind of embarrassed. I want black cat energy, be like dark and mysterious.
Because we're like that black eye makeup. I come to work one day with like the black wing liner and just look like you hate your life.
Like a goth boy.
Yeah.
off era.
Oh
Aaron.
God, hell no.
My answer, I think, is just like you're very caring to your friends. If they're like going through it, if they're crying or whatever, you will call them up, make sure they're okay. You'll go out of your way, and you're very like, I don't know how to phrase this, but it's like it's very quick and easy. I think for you to do that instead of like maybe thinking, oh, maybe this person needs to be alone or they have some sort of boundaries. Not saying you don't respect boundaries, but you are. I think it seems like it comes like a second nature to you when it maybe doesn't for some people. Just checking up on people, making sure they're okay and whatnot. This is
Aw.
especially true with a lot of the parties that we went to and people being drunk, and you will make sure people get home.
Oh, that's really
That's so
sweet.
cute.
Yeah. I think it's just me being like lucky of like with the friend group that I have of all of the love and support I've given has been always reciprocated in turn. So that's just like enforced like a very positive thing about me. Like I should care about other people and I should ask them how they're doing and if they need help. I feel like if I don't know, if I was hurt, my friends would come out to me and of course I should do it to them. Very like golden rule inspired. So yeah.
Nice.
I thought you were
Amy.
gonna say golden retriever inspired.
No, I know. I'm becoming a black cat. I'm becoming a black cat. I'm gonna become brooding and dark
Batman.
and hissing at people.
Wait, is this a new question?
Yeah, it's for you, Amy.
Oh, what do you admire the most about me? Oh, okay.
Okay. Is tenacity a good word or just like strong willed? Because like you said, you're from the hood and you're like the first from your area to do this. And if you guys like listen to last podcast episode, there was lots of like talks about monetary concerns from Amy. So much it became like a running joke. But like
That's
no,
so rude.
she's not like sad about it or upset about it. Like we're laughing about it right now. She's laughing, and I think it's like it's a cool thing to see like someone being upbeat despite maybe some struggles. And like PhD, it's not easy at all, but I feel like you make the most of it, and you're still like very here and present for like our SACE meetings or for your podcast recordings. You're able to still be in the moment and laugh about things and enjoy life. I think.
True. Because technically, I'm doing my PhD until I'm like 27. That's when hangovers get bad. That's when I get old. So like, I want to live my 20s. Also,
What? I get bad hangovers now. I'm 23.
No. Well, actually, I went to Millennium last weekend, and like, I didn't have a hangover, but I felt it in my back for like days.
Oh,
We're
I'm
wait,
getting
getting
old,
old.
man. We're getting
I
old.
know, I
Amy,
know.
how old are you?
23.
Okay, and you're 23, right?
I just turned 23. Chill. It's only
Yeah,
been
we're
like
getting
4 months.
old.
Okay. For me, I think it's related to tenacity, but it's more of like self-belief. I feel like sometimes, of course, your self-belief sometimes it's very cyclical. It might go down, it might go up. But at the end of the day, I feel like you always still have it. And you're also striving to always do your best and be the best you. I think like a PhD, I would never consider. Sometimes I think about it because for a lot of the jobs I would want to do, get a PhD in like more like advanced optimization or like data science related activities. Is really important, but I just don't have the belief in myself that I could ever achieve that. And seeing you, we're both the same age. I'm a grad student, but you're a PhD student. It's way more impressive. I'm just really impressed with that. So just want you to hype you up. She's 6'5" by the way. Same as
I'm not
Ronak.
single. Do not.
Oh, never mind. She has a fiance.
True.
But who's 7'1"? Don't mess with her.
Honestly, people slide in my DMs. I want to see my fiance like fight someone. Like I want people to fight for me.
Okay, let's
Okay.
not
Like
do
take it to
that.
the
Let's
boxing ring.
let's not have that, please. I don't want to see this on World Star.
Not safe endorsed.
Not says endorsed. Not says endorsed.
Unofficial
Yeah.
faith. Do you believe everyone has a calling? If so, do you think I found mine?
No, I think
What's a
everyone has a
calling?
calling. I don't think Ronak has found his calling.
I don't think so either.
Just like this is like I don't know. From what you guys, the audience might have told him that like Ronak doesn't like his job right now. He does want a new chapter in his life. Even then, like I remember when he first got his job. After a while, I was like, this is not the job for Ronak. He is way more smarter. He is way more capable. He's like all these unused qualities about himself, like leadership, problem solving, being 6'5". That like he could be an astronaut. You know, ladies like 6'5" astronaut. But I think you will find your calling, probably related to space exploration and something that you are really passionate about. Like if you go to grad school, and if like I hope you will be happy in it, and it might be difficult, but I think it would be a really good way to help you discover what you truly like. So
I agree with Aaron's point. I feel like you would be a lot happier as an astronaut. I don't know I don't know if there's an astronaut school or something, but imagine going into space.
yeah, as a 6'5" guy, like he's just so tall.
It
There's
would.
gonna be like 3 rockets in that vehicle. There's a lot of rockets.
There are a lot of rockets. I think being an astronaut is probably out of the question. It's just like too much of a risk for me. And I think PhD is like minimum requirement. So a bunch of other stuff you have to do as well. It's not worth it at the moment. But yeah, I think I haven't found my calling, and just based on the fact that I'm like 24, that's like really young. I don't think I've nearly like become an adult or become who I will be like in 10, 20 years from now. So I have time left to, yeah, go to grad school and see what's in human space flight I want to work on, what aspect, what mission I want to contribute to, but also beyond work, which I've just finding out more recently, just like with people and connecting with them, and then traveling, living abroad sounds really appealing, and just living not for like permanently, but just seeing how those like different cultures, maybe in Asia or Europe, how they live, and just learn about people there. I kind of want to like just voyage out into the world and learn more about it. I think it's like related to space, right? I hate feeling like, yeah, adventurous. That's why I like open world games. I think I just like leaving my space and seeing new things and meeting people and learning about them. So I think my calling would probably be related to that somehow.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. I think if I ever would live abroad, so PepsiCo has their data science center based in Barcelona. And I think
Ooh.
that's the coolest thing in the world. Like, ooh, go to Barcelona for a bit if I could ever be like qualified for that team and live there for a while. So yeah.
Is like the pipeline to there like achievable for you?
It probably is. I think it depends. I think I've been looking at some people from the data science team. A lot of them do have like their PhDs. So I would have to ask around. So, but yeah,
That'd be
I
awesome.
think we'll do one more question. We can all answer it and have our post-mortem, and then after that, we'll have our ending thoughts. So, okay. I like this as a last question. If we were all in a band, what would our name be, y'all?
I feel like the dynamic here is kind of dysfunctional.
Okay,
We
but
got-
okay, who's like it's also decided like lead singer, bass, guitarist, drummer. I'm thinking
feel-
rock band.
I
So,
feel like rock band to like satisfy your yearning to be that black cat. But also I feel like Ronak should be the forefront because he is 6'5" and he is a bachelor.
yeah,
That's the whole purpose of this episode is to get
that's the title. Like, we are not really strangers with 6'5" Ronak and co.
Hey, Aaron's a bachelor too. Just saying.
But yeah, so Ronak would be the frontman. I think I'd be the drummer. Like, I actually don't even know how to play the drums, but I think I'd like the energy just to like, drum away.
I've played the drums before, so I'm like, I lean towards that more. But I enjoy
Damn.
singing as well, just to myself, so I guess either works. But
I
then
can only
Jamie.
sing, but only in the shower.
Oh, okay. So Ronak would be like lead guitarist, and you would be our lead singer.
No, I have guitar hair. Like you can like do a
Oh, yeah, that's so
Yeah.
true. Okay, yeah, let's be a good band. So what would our
Yeah.
name be though? Is it like Sace related?
no.
3 should be in the name. I just feel like 3 something.
Some of it's not copyrighted.
We're keeping that in, by the way. I'm not editing that out.
But my sneeze?
Yeah.
Well, that's
But
you.
I muted myself though.
Yeah, but it's
No,
more
but-
funny because you can see yourself sneeze without the audio.
Okay. Well, you
Well,
guys
gotta,
can
like,
only see
zoom it
this
in.
if you
Zoom it in.
watch the YouTube video or see it on Spotify. I know that they have that feature.
Mhm.
So-
Yeah, I didn't know Spotify had that feature now. You
Maybe-
can like
maybe-
see the video.
Maybe for the band name we could be like the Black Cat, and then what are your guys' nicknames? The Black Cat, the 6'5", and the PhD. That's a great band name right now.
The PhD is not. Yo, I swear, disagree is not my personality trait.
We have brought that up a lot. Talking about him.
That's true. Y'all have not asked me about my glizzies.
You're what?
Okay.
Wait, y'all don't know what glizzies are?
I do, but it's like I just take it back.
I feel like this has been a running joke in States Northeast for like a year. I don't think I saw both of you at NC. There was this Nathan's hot dog stand in the middle of the convention center on like the collegiate floor. Like it's basically like a Nathan's hot dog stand. And every time I passed by, I kept on pointing it out that the glizzy stand is there. And then I think so basically Michelle from Northeast team, she got me a glizzy pillow. Wait, hold on. You gotta like unblur it.
That's
But look at
insane. You're gonna have to unblur it. That's not how video editing works. I'm sorry.
Amazing.
And it's like whenever anyone in Safe sees like a glizzy video, it's always at me.
Naturally.
I appreciate glizzy videos.
Okay.
Or like
that's
like
fair.
glizzy pics. Not the unsolicited ones, but like if you go to Costco or something and like you get a glizzy, like you can just like
Yeah,
at me.
Those are good.
That's cool. Oh yeah.
So just to end this episode, one last thing we'd like to do is have everyone answer, just in the theme of our podcast, what is one thing that we all did recently that made us feel like a real adult? And what is one adult thing that we wish we knew sooner? We'll have the biggest adult, the one who actually is working full time. Ronak, go first. And I guess we'll go up from there. Amy last.
All right. When it comes to traveling, I used to always just like depend on my parents to book stuff and book hotels and find things and basically leave it up to them. But after college and like, getting my own bank account and having my own funds definitely helped with this. Just like spending my own money on plane tickets and finding places to stay in hotels and restaurants and mapping all that out. My most recent trip in the Northeast, I was like jumping from, I stayed with my sister for a week at Delaware, and then I went to New York City and I stayed with my friend Evan for a night, and then I hung out with States West people and some States Northeast people. And then I went to New Jersey. I took like a train from New York City to New Jersey and stayed with my cousin, and then saw my grandmother and spend the day with them until I flew out on Monday. So I think going places and traveling by myself and doing all that by myself without the help of really like anyone, and solo traveling like that was a pretty good like adult moment that I don't think I really would have done even 3 years ago. And for the second question, I think just like two answers come up. It's like finances and cooking. I like had to read a book on finances, and all this stuff is basically like telling you how to get free money of just like having a high yield savings account or investing or setting up your 401k. And in college, it's like never taught to you. And it's such a important part of life that I'm like, everyone should know this, but they don't know this. And if I didn't take it upon the initiative on myself to like search for this information, then I would have like been losing money all this time. And then the cooking thing is just such an essential part of living that I wish I took more time, especially with my mom, while like I live with her, to learn all these Indian dishes, because I want to like be able to cook for my kids these same dishes. So that's something that like maybe I will do down in the future, but definitely would have been easier when I was living with her.
No, yeah, I agree. I think with finances, my dad has always like beat them into me. So a lot of the stuff I've like learned when I was a lot younger. But I guess something that's made me more feel like a real adult recently was the idea of what I do after post college, right? I'm graduating in about like a semester, maybe 2 semesters, we will see. But after that, like I'm home free. Like I have to start thinking about where I'm gonna live, how I'm gonna pay for stuff. I think about that now, but more of like in an unstructured view of like, okay, I have 8 hours to myself, 8 hours each day, 5 days a week. What do I do in my free time? How do I talk with other people outside of work and meet new friends? And where am I going to live? And that stress is kind of in the back of my head. Sometimes I forget about it. I block it out, but sometimes I try to take my future seriously. And I don't really know what's one adult thing I would do sooner. In all honesty, I think there's like a lot I don't know, and it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint. But maybe I guess when I was 9, instead of playing my DS, I bought houses during the housing crash. Maybe that's something that's nice. But outside that, yeah, I don't really have something that I wish I knew sooner.
So for me, I don't know if you guys remembered my poor audio quality in the last episode. Yeah, no, I was struggling to afford internet. I was leeching off of like my expensive ass building the lobby Wi-Fi. So now I got upgraded. So like officially, like last week I moved into my fiance's house, which has reliable internet. I feel like that's an adult decision, like making financial decisions for yourself and also committing to a significant other.
Oh yeah,
Oh
That
yeah,
is crazy.
be up there on the list.
that is crazy. Also, like it's a lot cheaper here. So I don't have to break an arm and a leg. So I do not need to plug my Venmo. I mean, unless you want to give me a little something, something. Tips are appreciated. Anyway, an adult thing I wish I knew sooner was like, I wish I knew how adults socialize. Like, I guess I'm an adult, but like, I don't really have friends that are outside of my program. Like, you know how adults after work, they go to like happy hours or something, like, they still have the energy to like go out with their friends. I'm like, how do y'all do that? How do y'all have the mental and physical capacity to be doing this? I need to be on whatever they're on.
So true. Making new friends after college is impossible. Where do you go? Where do you meet them? And in college,
No,
you're around people and you like trauma bond over classes. But then with work, it's you have people like all ages and all like areas of life, and they don't really like relate to you and everything. So that was a struggle.
Hmm. Thanks, Newbie, for coming on the adult table. Do you have any socials you want to plug so listeners can find you and connect with you?
yeah, you can follow me. Just search Aaron L. Defonso on Instagram. My user should be like Aaron R. L. Defonso. It has my face. I think my bios is like Tammy22 plus 23. So I have all the six people following me.
Yeah, I'm Ronak Desai 101. Yeah, same for me. Says people, if we have mutuals, I'll probably accept you.
Yeah, I'm Viet Baby X. So Viet because I'm Viet Baby because I feel like that's a 2000s name. I made this username when I was in like middle school, so don't blame me. And X. So I do have a lot of States mutuals. My Venmo is also via Baby X. I can afford Wi-Fi now, but what else can I afford right now? Wait, no, yeah, I'm literally just gonna spend money on concert tickets or rave tickets, so come rave with me.
Okay. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe so you know when our episodes are coming out, and follow us on Instagram at the Adult Table Podcast for updates. And I'm Aaron Aldefonso.
And I'm Amy Ngo,
Now I'm Ronak Desai.
and we'll see you next time on the Adult Table. Thanks for listening.